Okay. So, hi, Amy. Welcome in. We are on the Addison Creative Retrain. Oh my God, a whole bunch of people came in. All of you people who are in the back, and I don't see you. All of you sliding in. Hi, Amy. How are you? A lot of people in the background, all coming in incognito. I see you all. Welcome in, guys. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much for popping in. We're on the Addison Creative Red Train. I'm doing good. A little bit on edge, but as usual, whenever I do this trains, I get a little anxious. No matter how many times I do it, I'm always very, I'm always very anxious. But I'm doing good, all the same. Or nevertheless, if I think that's the right word to use. So, like I said, we're on the Addison Creative Rate Train, and I'll be doing. Good morning, Soldier Mom. Hi. Good morning. How are you? Hi, Jane. So the train is gonna pop in 2 minutes. And I've been kind of like battling with what I needed to do. Hot girl, hi, just waking up. I'm glad you woke up in time to be here. Hi, Ugh, you've told me your name. I'm horrible. I keep forgetting. Hold on, let me find. I need to find it. Um, why don't you have your name on your profile? Hi, Chris. Creative Chris, welcome in, guys. Why don't you have your name in your profile, hot girl? I keep forgetting. Hi, happy birthday. I was in your show yesterday, but I was like it was almost like a remote join in, so I couldn't really type. But I know it was your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. How are you? I hope you had fun yesterday. I saw you were creating and making all your beautiful pendants and things, and I wish I could have chipped in because I don't want many people to know my name. I like using hot girl. Okay, I'll just call you hot girl and then text you later to remind myself what your name what your name is. What your name is. You did have fun. I'm glad to hear that. I'm very glad. The train is gonna come in another minute, and pretty much I battled for a long time what I was gonna do. Yes, tell me privately, please. Hi, Kisha. Welcome in. Um, I was battling with what I wanted to do, and I think it's a 30-minute stream, which was great because I didn't want to do a full project on the train in an hour train and not finish it, which has always been the case with me whenever we do these trains. I'll start a project and I'm unable to finish it. So I decided to to go back to the basics of chainmail. I'm easy and I do chainmail and gemstone jewelry. I like those chain flowers. Which one? This one? Okay, yes, I'm going to talk about this. I don't even know. Anyway, we'll get to this. So it's all this is all related to what I'll be doing today. I'm just gonna pull a bunch of stuff on here. So I'm just taking it back to the basics of chainmail, and one of those basics is the chainmail is the Byzantine weave, which is what it looks like. The party is here of 16. Welcoming everybody. Nikki, Lisa, thank you, Jill, for the raid. I appreciate you all. Tam, my wonderful Tam, thank you so much for putting this together and for always accommodating me and all my shenanigans with the train and causing all the confusion with all my listings. And I have a story towards that. Thank you, Tam, always for everything that you do. Unicorn poop cookies. Everybody, Mary, everybody, Sarita, welcoming guys. Welcoming everyone. I appreciate you all for being here. So Tam, with regards to all those extra listings, I was just being proactive, right? I didn't want to have to go back, in the next month to recreate. I just wanted a situation where I'll just go in and change the date. And that was why I did that. But I understand the confusion, so I tried to take them down as much as I could. And what happened was I did the same thing with the Artisan Alley train and created a show for this month, which was supposed to be Saturday. So all week, Last week I was stressing about the show on Saturday. And then I go in that morning to go bookmark all the shows for the day so I can stay on the train. And I did a search for Artisan Alley, and all that came up was my shows that I had created for the next 6 months. And I'm like, what's going on? And immediately my life is 30 minutes today. I immediately messaged Bailey and realized that, oh, my plan, does not work completely. So I took those down. Anyway, back to basics. So welcoming everyone. I'm easy. Yeah, she didn't do any this month, and I had my show set up. I stressed all week for that show, only to realize on Saturday that there was no train. I was the only one on the train, and I could not stop laughing. I was like, "Oh my god, you see, you need to stop this and stop it right now." Okay, all right, let's get back to this. It's 30 minutes. I'm easy of Easy Door Jewelry, and I'm taking it back to the basics, and I'm going to demo how we make the Byzantine, which is one of like the most basic chainmail you could ever do. I mean, they call it a beginner weave. I think it's a beginner weave because this was the first weave that I ever did as a chain mailer. And then with this unit, so this, as you see here, is what we call a unit. It's a Byzantine unit. I have the tutorial pinned, which is just going to be me sending out either a PDF document or a QR code where you can scan and download the document. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that. But if you wanted that, it's pinned down below. So with this unit, you could do many different kinds of jewelry with this. You could do a jewelry like an earring as shown in the PDF tutorial, or you could make half of that into another earring or as a component for an earring like I show here. Or you could go more advanced and create something like this. This is all made from the Byzantine weave. So once you've mastered this weave, you can start, creating all different kinds of things. You could create something like this. This is called the Byzantine diamond. Thank you for sharing the live, hot girl. Or you could make a Byzantine star. This is your typical Byzantine star, which is a 5 point. So this is an advance of this. You have 4 points on this, and then you have 5 points on this. Or you could make a more advanced star with the 6 points. And if you're crazy like me and you just like to adventure out, you could just go crazy and keep making as many points as you want. This is me trying or testing out to see how many points I could do. I was trying to do a 10 point, but I think I only succeeded in making nine. My calculation, and with chainmail, there's a lot of calculation that go on. So my calculation to try to get a 10 didn't work out. So I was only able to get a 9 point out of my calculation. So I need to go back to my drawing board to see how far I could go to maybe 20 points. But yeah, I mean, all that you can do, you can make if you know how to make this. So I'll just be showing how to make this. We have 25 minutes. Um, and like I said, I have the tutorial pinned. That way, if you wanted to practice by yourself, you can always do that. I need to see you make it live. Okay, here we go. Stay on and stay on the train, guys. There's so many amazing artists coming up. We're gonna be raiding into FOMO Studios. She's great. And then so many other artisans are gonna be coming up today. Okay, so to do the Byzantine weave, basically what you need is jump rings, as we have here, and two sets of pliers. That's it. That's all you need. Two sets of pliers and jump rings. Now, if you do not have jump rings, it means you need to make your own jump rings, and you could do that with wire. Unfortunately, I don't have wire. Oh no, I do have wire. One second. Um, and I could just show how you could make your own rings real quickly. Oh no, this is all fine wire I have over here. I don't want to be demoing with fine wire. I'm not in my studio because my baby refused to nap, so I have her up here. I think my husband is trying to see if he can put her in. I don't know. Um, Let me see. I've been wanting to learn how to wire wrap rings. Oh, for wire wrapping, you need to hit Bailey of Wild Weaved Uniques, Creative Chris, Autumn Leaves. There's so many wire wrapped artists, and all of them are on the train today. So you want to stay on the train, and they're probably going to be doing a lot of wire wrapping. There's going to be a lot of people wire wrapping, so you want to stay on that on the train so you can learn that. Creative Chris, she's here. You can hit her up, and she does a lot of lives where she's just working and wire wrapping things. Okay, let me stop talking now. I'm talking a lot. Okay, like I was saying, so we want to make these. We need jump rings and we need two sets of pliers, which I already have. And like I said, there's a lot of measurements that go on with chainmail. And what that is you need to understand the size of the ring you're going to be using, or the size of the wire you're going to be using to create your rings. And that's called the wire gauge. Wire gauge is just the size. For me today, I'm working with 18 gauge wire, 18 gauge rings, which is a 1 millimeter diameter wire. And another thing you need to understand is also the inner diameter of your ring, which is just the inside from one corner, the diameter of the inside of the ring. You're not taking into consideration the outside, you're considering only the inside. Mostly you consider the inside of the ring. And for the Byzantine, the required or the preferred inner diameter that you need is a 3.5 millimeter. But if you're beginning, it's okay if you want to go a little higher to like maybe a 3.75 or 4.0. But the higher you go, the less compact, or the less um compact, I think is the word, your weave is gonna be. It will be very loose and wriggly, which could also be part of your design. You probably want it to be less compact, you want it to be loose. That could be part of the design. So whichever way you prefer it. But the preferred inner diameter is 3.5, but I'm working today with 3.75 so that I can easily show. Thank you so much, guys, for the hearts. And do check out the store. I have a whole, I was going to set up flash sale, but I didn't get enough time to do that. But I have a lot of stuff in the bin. So with your Byzantine, you could also make a bracelet, which is just a continuous weave of your Byzantine, and you could have like a pearl, like I have in this one. Um, so with this bracelet, what I did was I have a bunch of units, which I'm going to show. I think I have enough time to show it, and then I just use two jump rings to connect each individual units. So once you learn the units, you can do so many great things. Thank you, Ada. I think I have this in the bin, hopefully. If you search Pearl, it should probably pop up. And then you could also use it like a component for a bracelet like this. Um, and there's so many beautiful things you could do with the thing. Anyway, let's get back into it. So to make the unit, first you want to close up like 4 jump rings. So I'm going to show how to close your jump ring. So you have your jump ring, and you want to hold with your sets of pliers like that. And then you want to wiggle your hand this way, not open. um so you want to hold your ring, and then while you push it a little bit, and then you twist your hand left like that, and then you close it until you have your rings flush. Do you guys see? I hope I'm very visible. I don't My lighting is not so good today because I'm upstairs and I don't have my regular light. So you just want to keep moving that until you see that it is flush. And sometimes when you get it flush, you should hear like a click. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There should be like a click sound, and that's how you know that your ring is flush. So this is not fully flush. So you want to keep doing that. Sometimes maybe your finger helps. And now I think I have that flush. I got jump rings before and the ends are pointed so they can't click close. So my rings, I use a jump ring maker by PP Tool. So that kind of gives me a very flush cut. Usually when you get those pointed tips is because you're probably using your pliers to cut the rings, and then you're not cutting it right. So it's a lot of work if you're using your pliers to cut it. The best is to try to get a what you call it, like a saw, and use a saw to cut. That will give you a flush cut most times. So we're gonna close out six of these rings. Actually, I think I need six. So I'm just gonna quickly do that because I have 15 minutes, so I can probably show this two times. And I'm gonna close out six of these rings. I'm trying to keep up with chat. We saw it. What did you guys see? I cannot scroll up right now. Hot girl, what did you see? Thank you all for being here, and I appreciate you guys for staying on the train. Like I said, so many amazing artists are going to be coming up tonight or today. So stay on the train, guys, and do give Tam's creative journey a follow. Give Jill, she rated into us a follow. And then we'll be rating into Formal Studios, who might be doing some art. I don't know, probably maybe she'll be drawing or so do some journaling. She's like super talented. I don't know what she'll be doing today, but I just lost my close drink, so I'm going to close another one. And the reason we try to pre-close is it kind of makes your, if you have an idea of what you're trying to do, pre-closing your rings make it easy to, makes your work fast. It's like creating like an assembly line. It makes your work really fast. And then next, another thing we advise you to have on hand is a tie. Let me quickly grab one. I hope I have one close by. All right. I don't have on hand. So this is what happens when you're not fully prepared. Sorry, Tam. But anyways, so normally you would have a tie which you would, pass through two of the closed jump rings. I don't have one on hand right now, so I'm just gonna wing it. And then the next would be to open up your jump ring. Open up one jump ring. And then with that one jump ring, you want to pass four closed rings to it. And then you close that ring like that. Make sure it's flush because that will prevent it from opening in the future. And then next you want to take another open jump ring. Welcome in everyone. This is the Addison Creative Train. And then you want to use this open ring and pass those four closed jump rings onto it as much as you can. So first you probably want to get two of those on like this. And then if you can, you want to hold it up like that and then pass the remaining two into it like that. Now we have our four rings on there, and then we close it. So we have that close and flush, I think. So what we have now is a 2 by 2 chain, which is also, a chain mail style, a 2 by 2. I have jewelry that I've done using the 2 by 2 chain. So when you have this, normally you would have like a twist tie sticking out of one end of your, probably at this end, which will help you to hold your rings together. It's like a magic trick. Now the next is we are gonna flip the two top rings to the side like that. Please excuse my fingers. Oh my god. And you want to flip them to the side like this, and then hold on to it like you're pinching it, so you have it looking like that. So you flip the two top rings to the sides, and then the next thing is you want to open them up like this. That way there's like an eye over here. So with this eye in the middle, where's my pokey tool? So you need a pointing tool or an owl to help you, create that hole, just to show you, guide you where the hole is. And what you do now is you're going to pass an open jump ring through that hole. So you're going to pass an open jump ring through that hole. One second. This is not a great angle with the camera over my head. Okay, let me do this again. So I'm gonna flip those to the side. And I think I just kind of got nervous, so everything is falling apart on me. And then I'm gonna take an open ring, pass it through the hole. Make sure I, scoop those two rings in the middle. This is why we need a twist tie, because then it helps you. This thing don't does not, jump around too much. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let me do this off camera a little bit, and I'll show it guys to you guys. So I have 30 minutes before my raid. All right, there we go. Now I think I scooped up way more than I needed. There we go. So this is what it's gonna look like. You're gonna scoop those two rings in the middle through the eye, and then you close it. And then after you close it, you're gonna add another single ring to that. You close it, and that's what that looks like. And then you're going to add another open ring to make it two rings. And then you close that as well. Do you guys hear me okay? I know it's already too far into the into the demo to be asking. Great. Okay, she's spilling the secrets. Exactly, hot girl. I'm spilling all the secrets. And then so now we have a, and that is typically what I have here, which I've used to make these earrings. I used a half unit, and I use that to make this earring. So that's just to give you an idea of what you could achieve with, the Byzantine weave. My connection is good. Awesome. Thank you so much. And then next, you want to use an open ring and scoop up two closed rings, and then attach it to the top of your half Byzantine. You just scoop those two like that, and then you close. And then after that, you add another ring. So you have another 2 by 2 by 2 chain like that. And then next, you open another ring. My internet is better now. Yes, because I'm up. I'm like sitting right next to the router. So it better be working. I'm like sitting right next to the router today. I'm in my dining room, and so I can keep an eye on my daughter. But she's sleeping, so I have to actually whisper so I don't wake her. In the past, I was in the basement, so I was far from the router. But now I'm like sitting right after, like really sitting next to it. I'm trying to whisper. I'm trying. So we have a 2 by 2 by 2, and then we do the same thing at the top. You flip the two top rings to the side, you pinch onto it, use your finger or something like a pointing tool like this to help you open that up and help you get that hole going right there. And then we're going to pass two rings through that, and then we have a complete unit. I'm just going to quickly open my two rings so I don't have to battle with those later. So we have our open ring, and then we have a full on unit there. And then you put a second one. I'm trying to stay in the camera. There. And we've made a complete Byzantine unit. There we have it. And how does that look, guys? And with this, you can make a bracelet like I have on. So you see, in comparison, this is an 18 gauge, while this is a 20 gauge. I like much more dainty style. So In comparison, this is more, a 20 gauge is more small, as much smaller. Thank you, Tam. When you The higher the number, the gauge, the smaller or thinner the wire. So this is 18 gauge wire, jump rings made of 18 gauge wire. This is jump rings made of 20 gauge wire. So you can, make multiple of these units and put them together like this and make a bracelet, and you're done. And then you could have a hook, what you call it, a shepherd's hook clasp like I did, and you could make your own extended changes using single jump rings. But this you have to be very careful so they don't pull apart. And yes. Can you drop the name of the place where you got your good jump rings? I make my own jump rings, but I can, I have someone that I used to buy from. He's called the Bead Man. The Bead Man. He makes very his jump rings are good, and then you can also make earrings like this using just the Byzantine unit. By making an earring like that, you just make your own chain, and you could make an earring like this. This I believe is in the store if anyone wants to snag one, or you want to make one yourself now. So there, those are things you can make with a Byzantine unit. I'm going to see if I can quickly do another one. We have 8 minutes to read. I believe I should be able to finish it before that time is up. I won't be talking a lot this time. So first, you want to close out six jump rings. So I'm going to close out six jump rings and open up another eight jump rings, just so that my work is fast. Um, so we'll close out six rings. Make sure your your rings are closed, short, and flush. We'll close out six. That's number four. Bead man, correct. Yes, but there's a THE in front of it. So he has amazing jump rings. So we have six closed rings, and we're going to open up eight of those rings for the unit. So I'm just going to open up eight of those rings. Easy is an underrated jewelry designer. Oh, oh, girl. Thank you. I appreciate that. Two, four, six. Thank you, sweetie. I mean, I could say the same with you. You make all those furry looking like jewelry, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could coordinate colors the way you do. Two, four, six, eight. Okay, so I have eight open rings. So once again, thank you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna make me blush, and I'm dark. Dark don't blush, but I'm gonna blush now. All right, I'm gonna string two rings, four rings actually. I take that back. Sorry, four rings onto one open ring, and I'll close it like that, making sure it's fully flush. And then I will take another ring, pass all four jump rings into it like that. Pass all four. I'm trying to stay so you guys can see me. And like that. We got 5 minutes to read. And then you want to open, the two top rings, you want to have them sit on the side, and then you pinch onto it so it has, and open it up so you have that hole in the middle, and then you pass two open rings through that middle to capture the middle ring. Be careful so you don't capture more than two. So you want to do that. Capture that middle ring and close. And then you add a second ring on there. One second. I have a second ring on there and close. And now we have the half unit. Next, we take an open ring, scoop up the remaining two rings, attach it to the top of the half ring, half unit, and close. And then take another second ring and collect those four rings over there, connect it like that, and close. Make sure it's closed. Then you flip your rings to the side. Make sure you see the middle part or the hole or eye, and then you pass your ring through that hole or eye and close. And then you take another ring, so you have double rings at all times through there, and then you close it. There, did you guys hear that click? That's what you should hear when you know that your thing is close to being close together, and then you're flush. So we have 2 minutes, and I did it in time. So now I have another unit. With this, I can make an earring. All I need to do is attach ear wires on this, and you have a full Byzantine earring. And if you want to style it some more, you could add a, what you call it, you can add a bead, and you have a gemstone Byzantine earring, like or you could have the bead at the top and then attach your ear wire, and you have a gemstone um Byzantine earring. But this is it. This is how you make your basic classic Byzantine weave. And oh my god, I finished my demo in time. Thank you so much, Tam. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Same. I love watching you create as well, especially when you're in your art studio and you're slapping paint all over the place. I love that. I'm trying to find more people who vibes with my kind of jewelry. Oh, what's up? I'm glad you love statement pieces. Yes, your jewelry is like real statement. It's like popping. It's out there. We're gonna go raid. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Appreciate you all. Please stay on the train. Don't go anywhere. So many amazing artists coming up. Wire artists, painters, junk journalers, soap makers. Oh my god, like so many great artisans. If you want to learn how to make soap, you want to stay back. I don't know if Leslie is gonna be making soap, but I'm hoping she does because I want to learn how to make soap. And but she also crochets, so she's probably gonna be crocheting. She also paints, so she's maybe gonna be painting. We don't know. There's like so many talented people on the train. So you guys stay on and let's go raid FOMO Studios. I love you all. See you all next time. Let's go raid FOMO Studios. There she is, and she's on, and we're out. Bye. Love you guys.